Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of Joe Boo's day job. I am a jack of all trades and a master of none, so to speak. I am a carpenter, I'm a woodworker, a cabinet maker. I build houses from the ground up, and I'm also a real estate investor. I know I don't look like a real estate investor, but actually I am. And it's kind of crazy in how the real estate market has changed. 6 months ago, it was literally a feeding frenzy on buying houses. And people were going crazy as soon as the house, I was literally getting notifications from Redfin and all those different websites of houses that's been on the market, midnight. And it's already got like 20 people that are already putting in bids that these houses literally in Northern Virginia were gone within like a day or two. And so they said, if you don't have cash, you can't get one of these properties. And looking at the numbers of how they have gone up through the roof, it's crazy. Well, enter 6 months later, and now, of course, the cost of getting money with interest rates being put up, the housing market has cooled tremendously. Now, my old philosophy has always been, and this is what I was taught when I was young: buy the worst house you can in the best neighborhood you can. And the reason for that is if you were part of that feeding frenzy where, they've got houses that are, say, $800,000 and they're selling for $900,000, well above the asking price. The thought in your mind when that feeding frenzy that's going on is, if I don't buy now, I never will. Well, it always goes up and down, and artificially you'll see real estate going through the roof. And typically when that's happening, that's not when you want to buy. That's when you want to be the guy selling. So the problem is now those houses that were trying to sell for $800 were then selling for like $900. And now that same market, you're seeing prices of about $750 listing. So if you bought at that $900,000 and the houses in the neighborhood are now selling for $750, you have negative equity in the home. And there's nothing you can really do to increase that. You have to wait for the real estate market to start going back up again. That's the only way the value, if you're already at the top, if you've already got a house that's perfect, it's brand new cabinets and carpet and everything else, it's primo, you're at the top of the market. But if you buy that fixer-upper, you buy that house that is torn down, tore up, and you now have a way to increase the value of it. So let's say those houses at $750, you bought that house at $500, even $600,000, and you go through, you spend $20,000 or $30,000 on fixing it. Now you've got equity. It's worth more than what you bought it for. And so you're going to reap the benefits immediately. And as the market goes up and the area goes up, you're going to have even more on it. Now there's another little thing that goes out there too, and that's a PMI. PMI is private mortgage insurance. On a conventional loan, unless you are borrowing less than 80% of the value of the house, you have to pay private mortgage insurance. It could be a couple $100 a month, every month, because that's basically not insurance for you. Oh, no. It does nothing for you. That's insurance for the bank. That is in case you default on the loan and you're upside down on the mortgage, they have an insurance policy that they can go at and get that market value for. And who wants to pay insurance for the bank? Now, the good news on the PMI is once your house gets to about 22% equity in it, you can do away with the PMI and save yourself that money. But again, if you're buying a house at $900,000, because I had to have this house, and you bought more than the value of it because you were worried that you weren't going to get it, and now they're selling for $750 to $800, you're not going to get rid of that PMI anytime soon. So that's one of those tips where I've always believed in buying the houses in the worst shape that I can, that I know that I can rebuild and turn them into something. That's basically the only way that I've done that, other than building houses from the ground up, which of course isn't. If you can build it yourself and do a lot of the work for it, like I have done, then you're not paying the labor costs of paying a contractor to do all the work. And see, these are ways, it's not the get rich quick scheme, because you always see on television, you know, we're going to go in here, we're going to buy this trashy ass house, and we're going to flip it over in an hour, and we're going to, you know, they're going to tell you that you made $50,000 on it, but they don't tell you about like the inspections and the permitting and paying the real estate costs and closing costs and stuff like that. That's a fallacy, and that's not the way you really make money. Unfortunately, there are no real get-rich-quick schemes when it comes to real estate. The best way to make money on real estate is invest it for the long haul, because the good Lord is not making any dirt. And if you can have a place where you're renting it out and somebody else is paying for the mortgage, you're reaping the tax breaks off of it, and they're paying the mortgage for you, and it is appreciating as time goes on. There you go. And that's all I have to say about that. So right now, there's a lot of people that are looking and seeing the value of their home go down and thinking about how much they owe on it. Well, one final note. If it's a house that you're living in, if you bought it to live in, don't worry about it. But if you decided that I'm going to buy a whole bunch of these houses to be bed and breakfasts, so to speak, and now the recession might be coming and people aren't renting, yeah, now you got a problem. Have a good day, good people, and I'll pass on any more real estate tips that I have to you guys. Peace.